most common calls you'll see are traveling. Right? Do you know what traveling is? Okay, traveling is when you move that pivot foot. It's a very common call at all levels of the game. Okay. So don't move the pivot foot, and if somebody else does, call it. There's another form of traveling where if you catch the disc, you have to come to a stop as fast as you can. If a guy just catches the disc and runs to the end zone, that's not a touchdown. That's called traveling. 2. Foul. Now I gotta teach you guys what a foul is. In fact, everything is demonstrated here. But if I'm throwing,
You gotta make it realistic.
yes, that's a foul. He hit me, not the disc. Not only that, even if you hit the disc while it's still in my possession, it's something called a strip. If you knock it out of control, you see that? If you knock it out of my hand while going, it's not a turnover, it's not a missed pass. Ow! What? Yeah. It is. If I'm going to throw and he knocks it out of my hand, I'm just holding it. I'm just reading the field, knock it out of my hand. What's that?
Strip.
Yeah, everybody paying attention. Okay? Now I go to throw it, and instead he hits my forearm to stop me. Oh! What's that?
Foul.
Good. But I do get it off, and he goes to catch it. And when he goes to catch it, I just bring down his hand. What's that?
Foul.
Foul. This is all obvious. But what happens with the less obvious stuff? Stuff that you have to. Oh, first of all, who's going to call foul? At heart, everyone should call foul. We all saw a foul. We all did a foul. But actually, ultimate often devolves into just vulgar arguments because everyone calls a foul. On our team, if you are fouled, you call foul. I will come over. I will speak to their captain and the guy who fouled you, and it's a 4-person little meeting. Nobody else should get involved. I actually chewed out. Everybody knows the phrase chewed out? I chewed the fuck out of a guy who spoke while one of our players was making a call. A guy on our team said, that didn't happen. There's something in Ultimate called best perspective, right? If you really think you have best perspective, come talk to me, all right? I'm not going to try to change what happened. I mean, if we're going to win fair and square. So I'm not going to be like, shut up, right? I'm just going to say, okay, he thinks he had best perspective. We talked about where you were, we decided there's a lot of negotiation when it comes to foul calls. But do not, under any circumstance, just pipe up with your little subjective opinions, okay? So that's a little discipline, but we haven't talked about discipline yet. You guys are still on discipline. Yeah, exactly. So, fouls can also be more subtle. What if Kevin's going up for this guy in the air. Kevin's going up for it, and I just hold him down. Jeez. Is that a foul? Yes, clearly that's a foul. But what if Kevin's going up, and I'm going up, and I grab it over, and I come down, and I've got him in my arm, but I'm like, get off me, bitch. What is it?
It's
not a foul.
yourselves with my presence.
It's not a foul. Simple as that. All right, but what if this happens? I'm going up for the disc. I'm high in the air, and then Kevin jumps. I'm falling down on him by the time he starts jumping. Now he was going for the disc. I was going for the disc. I timed it a little too early, so I'm on my way down when I catch it. He timed it a little too late, so he's just on his way up, and I'm already about to catch it. What is it? Is that a foul? I mean, he's going for the disc. I mean, we're assuming he's honest. He was legitimately going for the disc. What is it?
Not a foul.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of gray area in Ultimate. There's a lot of the concept of establishing a flight path. Like, if I've jumped and you know where I'm going to land, you can't get in the way of it, you know, if you're not already on a crash course. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, that's personal mine. I don't know if I can show off mine, but that's rough. I have thing here. Well, I went up in the air, and he went up in the air, and it was almost perfectly the same, and I caught it, pitched him, and skied him hardcore, but he came and landed down on my shin. I want to call the fuck out of foul. It's like blood gushing out of my shin. Not a foul.
Soccer players.
Yeah, so just because there's blood, in fact, you know, the phrase in basketball, I don't know if there's no blood, no foul. Well, even if there is blood, it may not be a foul. You understand that?
Soccer, it's yes, believe me.
So it's simple as that. All right? The concept of a foul, I need you guys to call foul. Now, another major call that I need you guys to be able to make is called fast count. So, I cast the disc. Kevin comes to mark it.
Stop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9, 10. Stall out.
Right. The whole idea is it's supposed to be 10 seconds. And the guy keeps count forward. But if he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, tell him out! Yes! Let's go! Offense time! That's not 10 seconds. This is called fast action. Believe it or not, this is a very silly rule. But essentially what happens almost all the time is you say fast count and they start counting slower. And that's simple as that. They don't really get punished as much as I think they should for it.
Where they stop.
From where they stop, exactly. From where they stop going at a standing rate. So sometimes they could theoretically. Yeah, exactly. So if they're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm like fast count, that's 7, 8 is 8. So often I just, bitch people. And you have to be in a position where you're willing to bitch people. If anybody ever did that to me, where they got up to 9 with some sort of superhuman fast count, I'm like, fast count, and they're like, oh, okay. 10, all right. Obviously that wouldn't be it. And believe it or not, that passes on the ultimate field in a way that it might not pass in sports with referees. On the ultimate field, you can have negotiation. And people can say, yeah, it was kind of dick. We had a play last year which was kind of a testament to how this is true. There was a foul on a catch in the end zone, and they talked about it and they decided, okay, maybe it wasn't a foul. So they got the disc. We go to set up our defense, but our guy who was involved in the foul is a little shook up, and he's got to get back, and he's playing deep in our zone. So they pick up the disc, and we're like, okay, disc in. The mark checks it because he wasn't paying attention, and he throws a 70-yard pass to a guy who's wide open because we have no deep. You see how that works out? Now, I was willing to accept it because, what an idiot mark. Pay attention. But actually, one of the team came to me and was sort of like, hey, we feel that was unfair. I'm like, all right. I go and I talk to their captain. I was like, hey, if you guys would be willing to redo that, clearly that was not our defense against your offense. We weren't ready, even though we checked it in. If you'd be willing to do it again, and they did. They acted like dicks the rest of the game. But they did, and that shows you to what extent you can negotiate. Okay? But Kevin is very aware of my pet peeve. There's something in Ultimate called contest. You think there was a foul. Paul runs into the middle. Neil says foul. Paul says, I contest. When somebody says foul, I don't want anyone to go, what? Or like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Or, anything except contest or no contest. That's the first two options that should ever come out of your mouth. Contest or no contest. That happens with me, and then if I say contest, which means I do not agree with you, there are many different rules if I say no contest. If I foul a guy in the end zone, if I said foul a guy, and I say no contest, he gets the disc where I fouled him. But if assuming the disc was thrown, I don't get it if I just trip him on the end zone, because it's 50 yards away. But if I say contest, the disc goes back to the thrower. See how that works? There's plenty of opportunity for exploitation here. Why? Every time I got touched, I could call foul. The guy would contest it. All right, goes back. Every time that we have a turnover, call foul. They contest it, goes back. We keep the disc. How perfect is that? Second, I see a guy wide open. I go to throw it. Oh, that's a misthrow. Foul. There wasn't a foul. I'm like, all right, send it back. There's a lot of opportunity for exploitation, and there's an honor code, which is wonderful. Spirit of the game, it's all aspects of the game are affected by it. Pretty much means don't be a dick, right? And a lot of teams get bad reputations for really being on the borderline of being dicks. All right. So, yeah, there's one other call that I want to go over, which is called pick. This is not basketball. All right, it's not Hoosiers. It's not. You cannot pick. Everybody know what a pick is? It's quite simple. You can't use anyone as a pick. You can't say, like the man on their team is sleeping. What if I ran right by him? The guy guarding me would run into him, but I wouldn't, and he'd be sleeping, and he's on his team, it's not my fault, and we get a touchdown. You're not allowed to run people in picks. And if he runs into a pick of any kind, he's allowed to call pick. There's a slight exception. If it doesn't affect the play, then nothing happens. You're just allowed to catch up to the person. But if you call a pick and somebody's getting open and they go for the catch, then the play goes back. Didn't happen. You can't pick. And then I got to go over something which is absolutely crucial and which will save us at least 5 turnovers by the end of the season, even if you master it. Unless you master it. If a call is made, so Jimbo throws it to Bob. Bob's going for it. And Bob's defender, Sam, trying to block it. So Bob takes out a crowbar and breaks Sam's shins, right? And then continues on his journey to go catch the disc. Right? Sam, of course, calls foul. What happened next? Regardless of whether there was a foul or not, before you say contest or no contest, and that's the first thing you'd ever say, you have to catch the disc. See that? So if Bob is going to catch the disc and he drops it, ignore that Sam ever lost his shit. It's a turnover, anybody, nobody cares. All right? Go see a doctor, just get off my ultimate. Okay? That make sense? You think it would, but I promise each and every one of you poor pathetic people will say, oh, what a pick, and the disc will go right by you, and it's a turnover. Oh man, I'm really sorry for fouling you. You'll stop and you'll chat about it, meanwhile it's a turnover. Catch the disc, then talk. The play does not finish. I don't care if simultaneously, everyone on their team calls pick and foul and everything. And they call every call in the book. In fact, one guy's just reading the rule book and calling out fouls. You have to catch the disc before we talk about anything. If you drop the disc, the play is over without exception, unless there was a foul on you or it was a pick. Pick what? Unless you have been fouled, and that's the reason you're dropping the disc. There is no, you have to catch it. You get that? So you have a responsibility on the field. 1, you have to work within the offense. 2, and you have to work within the defense. But 2, you have to know the fouls. When you're fouled, when you might be doing a foul, and the violations, like the marking violations and such, like disc spacing and being within 10 feet. You have to be aware of these things. And this is all mental. So don't think that just because we're not on a field throwing a disc that you can't learn it. This is all mental. You just have to know these things every second you're on a field. And Kevin, isn't it intuitive? Now Kevin doesn't have disc space balls on him. He doesn't travel. Alright? He plays ultimate. And until you're doing those things, you're not playing ultimate. You got that? Worst case, playing very bad. So, that is the idea of rules. That is the idea of what you should do when you catch the disc and what you should do when you don't catch the disc.
Oh, where am I going?
What you should do very basically on defense. That's all I'm going to go over in that sense right now because we have things to get to.
Yay.
The next thing I'm going to do is show you very basically our offense.